Hi guys, Sportsia News Briefs. World Cup 2022 Spain out of World Cup after failing to score a penalty in shootout. Gavi follows in Pelé's footsteps to make World Cup history. Gabriel Jesus, to undergo surgery, on knee injury. Atletico overtake Inter and Roma for Soyuncu. Bellerin closer and closer to leaving Barca. World Cup explains Bellingham's $150 million price tag, but Madrid won't pay it. Endrick moves closer to Real Madrid for €60 million. Now the news in detail. World Cup 2022. Spain out of World Cup after failing to score a penalty in shootout. Morocco shocked Spain on penalties to reach the quarter-finals of the World Cup for the first time in their history. After a compelling but scoreless 90 minutes, Morocco were victorious in the second shootout of the tournament as Spain felt penalty heartbreak for the third consecutive tournament, failing to score a single spot kick. Gavi follows in Pelé's footsteps to make World Cup history. Spain starlet Gavi has taken his place in the World Cup history books on Tuesday night. The 18-year-old was part of his country's starting lineup for their last 16 meeting with Morocco. And in playing from the off, he did something that this tournament hasn't seen: the iconic Pelé over 60 years ago. Gavi, at 18 years and 123 days old, is the youngest player to start a FIFA World Cup knockout stage game since Pelé in 1958. Gabriel Jesus, to undergo surgery, on knee injury. Gabriel Jesus will have to undergo surgery on a knee injury picked up at the World Cup, according to The Telegraph. The 25-year-old picked up suspected medial ligament damage during Brazil's defeat to Cameroon on the last matchday of Group G, which ruled him out of the rest of the tournament. The forward returned to England for an assessment on the knock, and it is believed the severity of the issue will require surgery, which will see him face a lengthy spell on the sidelines. The news will be a huge blow to Arsenal head coach Mikel Arteta, who is now likely to be without a player who has scored 5 goals and provided 6 assists in 14 appearances so far this season. Atletico overtake Inter and Roma for Soyuncu. Leicester centre-back Gabriel Soyuncu is a heavy favourite to strengthen Atletico Madrid. The Turkish international is expected to reject offers from Inter and Roma. Leicester City and Turkey player Gabriel Soyuncu's contract is up at the end of the season, and he is not thinking about staying. This has attracted the attention of a fair few European sides. According to Mundo Deportivo, Inter and Roma are not confident of being able to close the deal with the defender for next season. This is because the player is more interested in playing next season at Atletico Madrid. Soyuncu, 26, stands out for his convincing performances and his intensity, which is normally key to winning matches. What is more, he does not give away a lot of fouls, and gets very few cards despite his no-nonsense defending. Bellerin closer and closer to leaving Barca. Hector Bellerin's future seems clearer now, and it is further and further away from Barcelona. The Catalan side are not thinking about renewing his contract, and he will leave in the next summer window. With only 1 year left on his contract, Hector Bellerin will be free to negotiate with and sign for Real Betis from the 1st of January, just weeks away, but a month ago, he said to Catalunya Radio, the opposite: "I'm happy here and I want to stay at Barca," he declared. As for the Catalan side, they do not think the same. According to Relevo, the club are not thinking about renewing the wing-back's contract. This same source also said that clubs such as Roma or some from the Premier League have come knocking, and in the next few days, he will have a meeting at the Camp Nou to clear up his future. World Cup explains Bellingham's $150 million price tag, but Madrid won't pay it. Jude Bellingham's stellar performances at the World Cup in Qatar have reinforced the asking price Borussia Dortmund tagged him with around a month ago, €150 million. According to newspaper Marca, Real Madrid, who are one of his biggest suitors, do not intend to pay that much money for him. Liverpool and Manchester City are also after him. The World Cup in Qatar is helping Jude Bellingham to confirm his status as one of the most in-form midfielders of the moment. At just 19 years of age, it is safe to say that he is one of the best, perhaps the best, in the English national team. That is why Borussia Dortmund's plans to sell him for around €150 million, if he has to be sold, have been strengthened. This starting price is not new. It was reported in the press about a month ago. It's just that, at the time, the youngster was not yet playing in the World Cup, who have been the scene of back-to-back stellar performances. Against Senegal in the round of 16, for example, he not only had a superb night, but also provided one of the assists that helped his side to a 3-0 win. According to the newspaper, Marca, Real Madrid, who are one of the main suitors for the former Birmingham City player, do not intend to put on the table the $150 million asked. The reason is that they do not want to jeopardize the economic stability of an entity that has been doing very well for some time to maintain their financial situation even in times of coronavirus. The most recent big investments were made for Camavinga and Chouameni. This clears the way for Manchester City and Liverpool, who are the other Bellingham supporters who have been the most talked about of late. The Sky Blues, of course, have already carried out a titanic operation when they secured Erling Haaland's signing, so perhaps now is the time for the Reds to take a step forward and, after the addition of Darwin Núñez, also for huge sums, sign another giant transfer. Endrick moves closer to Real Madrid for €60 million. The Endrick transfer saga has not been on the front pages of the sporting media for too long, but it seems that it will not take too long. Real Madrid have gone one step further to close the deal as soon as possible. According to Fabrizio Romano, Real Madrid are trying to convince Palmeiras to give in to negotiations in order to sign the promising Brazilian attacker before the end of 2022. The report states that there are official talks between the two clubs and that there have already been contacts with Endrick, whose pressure on his club would be essential to let him leave soon. €60 million, that would be the figure that Los Blancos would put on the table to secure the signing of Endrick, the main target of big clubs from all over Europe. Real Madrid intend to get the matter back on track in the coming weeks, taking advantage of the World Cup break in Qatar, as Chelsea and Paris Saint-Germain will insist until the end for the Seleção's great duel. For more sports updates, please keep watching our YouTube channel Sportsia or visit our Twitter handle.